Hi everybody, Armored Pants here. Welcome back on channel. I have another video for you, and this one is about using EZ tag in the game when you are talking to the Reds, the opposition. And the reason I thought I would do this is that this is something which has kind of struck me over the last week or so I've been playing, that there's been a huge increase in the number of this EZ. Which is basically what people say towards the end of the games. Basically, it's sort of insulting the opposition, saying that they weren't really competition for them, it was an easy game. And it's increasing a lot. Sometimes you might see it once a week or once every 2 weeks, and now you're seeing it every second or third game, and I don't know why that is. So I thought I would just address it because, honestly, I think it's a bit annoying. So I ran a poll on my channel as well to get your feedback, to get your say in it, and I let you speak and got your input, and then we're going to have a look at your input on that as well. But why is there an increase in the usage of this? Honestly, I can't say. And if you're wondering what why people do it, well, they kind of do it kind of insult the opposition, right? And the other thing is, it's not players who carry a game for their team and have a really excellent game and who have a really set of superior skills that are saying it. On the contrary, it's usually somebody who dies in the first half of the game and has contributed little or nothing to their team's win. Anyway, I asked you what you thought. So basically I asked if somebody types easy at the end of the game instead of good game, or when good game would be far more appropriate, what do you think? First option is that they're poor sportsmen. Secondly, they're immature. Thirdly, they're a dickhead. Fourthly, it is appropriate behaviour. And secondly, it doesn't really bother you one way or the other. As you can see, overwhelmingly, most people think it's negative, and over half those polled think you're a dickhead if you say it, and only 2% think it's appropriate behaviour. Right now, by the way, I think by the time we look at this, probably 8 or 100 people, or maybe even 1,000, have replied. So basically, 2 people out of 1,000 think that it's appropriate behaviour. So most people think it's incorrect, right? It's all wrong, and I happen to agree with them, right? And now what we're going to we're going to have a look at some gameplay. And we're going to have a look at gameplay where it's a 7-0 victory to my team. I do the most damage, and I think I do twice as much damage as anybody else in my team. I think I don't really remember, but I do most of the damage anyway. But it is not an easy game. Now, if you want the concept of what an easy game is, surely winning 7-0 and having the biggest amount of damage on your team would suggest that it's an easy game. But this game is not an easy game. Very few games are easy games. If you're a good player, or if you're a player who's doing their best, and you really concentrate on the game, even if at the end it's not a close game, it has not been an easy game for you because you have really been doing your best, concentrating on your gameplay and making sure you contribute towards your team winning, right? And very often the very best players don't even realize, how easy or not easy a game was during when they're playing, because they're concentrating on winning it. And they're concentrating on the things they should be looking at, looking at the mini-map, position of their allies, position of the Reds and that, and they're not concentrating on writing nonsense to the opposition. So I'm rolling the T11OE4 in this, the American Tier 10 TD. And as we have a look at the gameplay, you will see it unfold. And, as I said, while we look at the gameplay here, because this game is not so much about the gameplay, this video is not so much about the gameplay, it's more about the concept of using easy. Generally, people who use easy intend it as an insult. The message is quite clear, right? You guys are useless, we're brilliant, and in particularly me. Now, so therefore it's poor sportsmanship, right? Secondly, it's a bit arrogant. It's sort of immature. I mean, if somebody says that in a game I'm in, I automatically think they're a kid. If they're over 20 or 25, then it's even worse because they've got some sort of mental incapacitation. There's no reason for writing this. And what I've noticed is, as I said before, the people writing it are not the people who actually do have the good game and who contribute massively towards their team winning. It's usually somebody who's done bottom tier damage on their team, and most often than not, somebody who's actually died before the game is over. So why they're writing easy, I've no fucking idea. Even if the game is an easy win for their team, it has been fuck all to do with them. And therefore it also shows that you don't really understand what the game is about, right? You're basically kind of saying, it's like when people write about invisible tanks and stuff like that. It shows they don't really understand what the fuck the game's about and what the fuck they're talking about. And you're basically, you may as well just write down, I am a moron. Because that's the message you're communicating to those players who do know about the game and do know what it's about. Now, if you saw there, by the way, I took a massive round there while I was grappling with the leopard from this Death Star over here, right? And he's a good player, right? Now, he, as I said, this game, they lose 7-0 in the end. But he had a good game. He's a decent player. He did his best. And I think he's the last tank standing on his team. Now, when you consider all the disadvantages of the Death Star, right? It's poor camo numbers, it's gun handling, it's poor concealment numbers, it's reload, the dispersion it suffers from, all of these different things. Being the last man standing, particularly when you go kind of front line as he has here. I mean, he's not sitting at the back of the map. That's a pretty good achievement, right? And this guy has a good game. He plays well for his team. He really does his very best. And you saw there, he put a massive hit into me and could have, with a bit more luck, maybe even taken me out. So definitely, he really did his best in this game. So anybody who writes easy on my team is being totally disrespectful to him and totally disrespectful to his team as a whole, but particularly to him, because he's had a really, really good game. And he's done his best. And, Blitz is a team game, and there's only so much you can do as an individual. And we'll see that when we look at the scores. So this, in effect, as I said, 7-0. From me, when we look at the scores here, you'll see it's over 4.5k damage. As I said, it's almost twice as much damage as the next teammate. But I don't write easy, and I don't do any nonsense like that. As it happens, the game's very quick. I didn't even get a chance to write good game. Although I generally only write good game if I lose, because otherwise it can be a bit condescending as well. But it depends on the player. But usually I only write it when I lose, particularly if the Reds have played well and it's been a close game. I always say to them, like, well played, good game. But you see here, I've given thumbs up to the opposition, thumbs up to my ally. And I think that's what it's all about, And please, if writing easy, it's just bullshit, So as the beautiful Princess Grace Kelly said, famously, please shut the fuck up. Nobody's interested in your opinion because for the reasons we've just described, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, as Dale Dyer, one of the most famous soldiers ever, gives it a thumbs up, just say well played, good game, and don't be a dickhead. Alright? Anyway, hope you found it useful, hope you found it enjoyable, hope you agree. If you don't, easy. Cheers mush, and now I guess all that remains for me to say is, as always, pants off.